Hello. Just wait a few minutes, see if anybody comes in. It's kind of late at night to be doing this, but it's kind of like I got to pick and choose when I can do it. Let's see here. Well, I don't see anybody yet, but I'd have a thumbs up. Hey, North Missouri Adventures. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And Greg Vander, how you doing, man? Yeah, Marco. Hey, man, glad you guys could come in. It's kind of a weird time at night here. I'm on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time, and it's 9:47, so that's kind of a weird time to get started. But kind of got to do it when I got time to do it, you know. Hanging in there, I can understand that totally. There's Mr. Letterman. How you doing, man? I'm missing our Cracker Barrel meetups, dude. Jimmy Harden. Hey, buddy. Hope you guys are having a great or had a great day. The day's pretty much over here. Hope y'all have a great week. Been doing my usual stuff. How you doing, Jim? Yeah, it's been a long time since I did one of these, and I was going to do it last week, but it was going to be like 10:30, and yeah, some stuff came up, and it ended up being a bust. Amateur radio operator now, I hear you. Yeah, I've wanted to get into that. I've got some a little Bofang radio, ham radio, and another type of radio. I can't remember what they're. One's like a I don't even want to say it because I don't know enough about it, but I just haven't had time or the energy or ability to really dig into it. Yeah, making it right. Yep. How's the wife? Yeah, that's one reason I've been wanting to do this. I guess you say she's holding steady. Good days, bad days. Really, she just really needs some good news, you know. Because basically everything keeps going. Chemo, radiation, chemo, medicine, trips to the doctor, 4, 5, 6 trips to the doctor a week, and it's on. It wears on you. I mean, it was wearing on me. I can imagine how much it's wearing on her, but she's a trooper. JW Outdoors, how you doing, man? Yeah, it's I'm kind of up to my usual stuff. I don't have quite the amount of time I've had in the past. It's like I say, I try to go to as many of my wife's doctor's appointments with her as possible, and just you name it, work. Everybody has problems, you know. Everybody's busy. It's not just us. I changed my YouTube channel from Messy Knife Monkey to JW Outdoors. I was looking at that and I was like, JW Outdoors. And you said, hey, brother. And I was like, who's JW Outdoors? So you changed from the Knife Monkey. Well, good. Maybe we'll go back to posting it every now and then, dude. Yeah, I hadn't seen you post anything forever. Sippy Dog. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Mr. James. Oh, the knife chef's in here? Brother Travis is up in here? I missed him. Man, 28 people. I didn't expect that this time of night. Well, here on the East Coast, I imagine there might be some people further west, Central Time, Mountain Time. Did y'all hear Richard? I have a crazy rooster. It is 10 minutes till 10, and the rooster's out there crowing like crazy. Good deal. And you get back at it, man. As long as you're having fun doing it, that's pretty much me. I've gotten back into posting a little more, mainly shorts. I do a little bit of long form stuff here and there as I have time, but I hadn't had a whole lot of time lately. Well, I hear dinner. Yeah, y'all can hear him. He's crazy. I guess we have the whole property surrounded by motion sensor solar panel lights. And sometimes we'll have a cat or a raccoon or something come across the creek and he'll trip a light, and there goes Richard the rooster. You forgot it's daylight savings time. Yeah. Christy Cars 3067. How you doing? Leighton Norman. I hear you. I've been up around in there a few times. Been a long time ago. The guy that used to be the, for lack of a better word, manager of the company I worked on had a house on Lake Norman. Now he's got a house on Lake Wiley. But that's, I don't get up that way a whole lot anymore. Wait, I think I missed somebody. If I miss you guys, Greens Blair, how are you doing, man? Been a long while. Well, I don't think I've seen you since one of our Cracker Barrel meetups. I think that's the last time I saw you. I hope everything's going all right with you and the family, brother. Yeah, turkey hunting videos. I'm going to do some turkey hunting videos. Maybe I might get lucky enough to do some turkey finding videos, but I'm not going to hold my breath. James Store, hey buddy. Ground fog, man. I'm getting behind already. There's Mr. Harold. How you doing, HT? You and the Barlow Queen settled in for a night of entertainment, or I don't know how entertaining I'm going to be, but staying busy. Yeah, Nate, I know what you're talking about. I'm busier than a one-armed paper hanger. You please, we're about to get bad weather and I'm scared, please. Yeah, here in South Carolina, they're talking about we may have the possibility tonight and into tomorrow of some really bad weather and possible tornadoes and stuff. But everybody keep the Southeast in your prayers. Ever eat your own egg, bro? Need coffee? I got my coffee. Yeah, I left my stainless mug. I got one up here that's like it right there. I left it in the Jeep, and I said, heck with it. I get one of these. Didn't want to take time to go wash a cup and everything. I was already running late. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great Sunday. I got out today, and I had an actual day where I didn't have a whole lot going on after church. And had a nader last week. Yeah, them naders. Here in South Carolina, I haven't seen but one tornado. There's been several over the years come through, but man, that's some spooky stuff. Hang on a second. I want to show you something. What I do with it. There's one of them. Just a second. Where are you at? I picked up the habit of humming like crazy. Well, I've always hummed like crazy, but here lately it's gone insane. Well, the rooster stopped. Either he decided to go to bed or something ate him. You guys have probably seen this on my channel a couple of times. It's a little pocket bushman by Cold Steel. I really like them. They can be, you gotta be careful with them, like slick hands and all, because the locking mechanism, I talked about this before, you have to pull back. And like so, strong locking mechanism. But you have to pull back, and you gotta be careful that your hand don't slip on this metal handle. But I'll tell you a little quick story. I threw that in my back pocket this afternoon, and I was going out to start working on this. Now I'll tell y'all, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 videos in process right now, and I'm trying to change the way I do these things. I go out and I film a little bit, and then maybe a week goes by and I film a little more and I try something else, and trying to get a real good overview of what I'm doing. without just barfing it out in an hour and said, it's wonderful, you know. But I received this the other day, and I put up a short about it. It's a SE4, and a guy wanted a knife I had, and he asked what, you know, if I want to do some trading. I told him, I said, yeah, about the only thing on my radar right now is the SE4 or SE5. So he ordered me one to do the trade with, and I think it's really cool. It's got the orange G10 with the green handle or green blade, and I haven't done very much with it at all. I was going to start really going at it today, and I've been cutting fat wood and doing a few things, nothing major. But in the process of doing that, I pulled that pocket Bushman out of my pocket and started messing with it. And I decided, hey, when I decided I was going to go live tonight, I was going to tell y'all, this is not a novelty knife. It's not just an inexpensive knife. This thing is bulletproof. Seriously. And I say that because a lot of people think they can't get out and have fun in the woods and do things unless you spend, I think this was like 120 bucks. I don't know. I didn't buy it. I traded for it after he bought it. But these things are like, you buy 5 of these for what this is. And these things are capable, batoning, feather stick. I mean, anything you want to do outdoors, camping, bushcraft, I don't know. It'd be a good bushcraft knife. I mean, depending on what you want, what you're trying to do, I guess. But you don't have to spend a lot of money, man. These cold steel pocket Bushmans, they ain't gonna win no beauty contest, all right? But I don't care about beauty contests anyway. I wish Richard did this. Go to bed, Richard. But anyway, I thought I'd throw that at y'all. If y'all think these things are just some kind of little inexpensive novelty out, well, you can hear it lock up. I hope you can hear it. These things, it's a serious knife. Yeah, it's the 4116 stainless steel. Easy as pie to sharpen. As a matter of fact, right before I got on, that's what I did. I touched up the edge on it a little bit. Fantastic knife. You just, like I say, if you get out there, don't get too carried away and stop paying attention, and because these handles get a little bit slick. I might try to work on something, put a little grip on that. We'll see. Let me catch up with the chat right quick. Said, hi, Christy Connors. Rome fought Persia for 17. Guess who won? Yeah. Jeff Jackson, how are you, buddy? Get caught up with who and all's in here. That makes me want to. Yeah. Yeah, we got a ton of rain today. It was real cloudy and overcast all night this morning. It was super foggy. And I got up, had to run a little errand to the store right quick. Went and put some, while wife was finishing up getting dressed, you know how that goes. And get some gas and all before we head to church. And it was real foggy. I'm in the upstate mountain area, South Carolina. It was real foggy. Everything held off, did good. The fog lifted. Church was over with. Got up about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and the bottom fell out. And it's been that way up until about maybe an hour ago. So it did some raining. And I went out in the rain and with the post hole diggers and set 2 6x6s for a cattle gate that I'm putting in down here behind the house. I got soaking wet, but that's fine. Do you know stray kids? That's my problem. When I do lives, it's been, like I say, it's been a minute since I've done this. But when I do lives, I get to yapping and I look and I read something somebody says and I comment on it, and then I lose track of where I'm at in the chat. Been extremely windy up here. Yeah, it looks like we got some of that kind of stuff headed at us. How y'all looking out there in Arkansas, Mr. Harold? If you rip a monster fart out, that one got gone before I could read it. That was probably funny. It's been windy up here. Yeah, I've been working on a lot of things. Like I say, I started the review on this. I'm trying to keep it in the 30-minute or less kind of thing. But it's probably going to take me about a week or two to get it done because, yeah, I do things a little bit differently. I'm not just going to go out there and set up a tripod and beat some wood with it and say, hey, it's great or it stinks or whatever. I'm trying to be a little bit more concisive, I guess you'd say. I don't know. Just want to keep it truthful and honest and have fun doing it. Maybe the people that watch can have some fun. Been doing that. I got, oh yeah. Yeah, I took this one out of the package. This was some knives I got back before the wife was diagnosed with cancer and the world went crazy and we've been busy as heck. I bought a bunch of Ozark Trail knives and I love the handle on it. It's just like rubberized, real grippy handle. She's not a killer little knives. I mean, for what you give for them, man, it's like $7, $8 knives. They're awesome. Got a bunch of Ozark Trails. And I'm about halfway through. I started working on a video. I'm going to do a real small level, see how that goes. If you guys want to see more of it, what I put in my Bugout emergency bag, my big one and my small one. And I'm working on doing a pretty complete emergency Bugout, whatever you'd like to call it, bag with all the stuff that comes from Walmart. And I think there's 2 items from Dollar General. And you have everything you need, all the basics of what you need. You know, you got shelter, food, water, that kind of thing. All the basics of what you'll need for like $70. Don't hold me to that yet. Like I say, I'm only halfway through it. And I'll give you a little preview, I guess you'll say, of this. Everybody is familiar with Mora knives, Mora knives. This is a one of the carbon steel, the robust versions. And I got this at Northern Tool for $23. That's cheaper than they are on Amazon. And this is going to be one of the knives that is in with this survival kit. And when we get done with the survival kit, I'm going to give it away to one of you guys. So we'll see how it goes with that. The last one I did, it was kind of like that. It was just, I had a bunch of other YouTube creators, if you send stuff in, I'll do a video with it and we'll put it with the stuff in the bag, trying to help some other people get some subscribers and viewers and blah, 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 blah. And it went pretty good. It wound up, there was a whole bunch of knives in there. But it was a pretty good kit. If I'm not mistaken, Brother Stephen Jeffrey won that. Matter of fact, I know he did. And I delivered it to him at the first annual Ellaville Knife Show last year. But we're going to do another one, and we're going to keep it real budget-oriented. But as you can tell, if this is any indication, it's not going to have junk in it. It's going to have good stuff in it. And, but everything's going to be budget-oriented. Mo's here. Mo, good to see you. Like I said, I absolutely stink keeping up with the chat. How you doing, Mo? I had to, someone on the live had to check in and say howdy. I hope you're doing good up there, man, in the good old Pacific Northwest. I bet it's still chilly up there, ain't it? Let's see where we at here. I love cornbread. I love cornbread too, especially with some pinto beans and fatback. Yeah. Yep. Bushcraft. Yeah, I got a Bushcraft Black. This one is it's carbon steel friction grip robust. Mora robust. Yeah, I got the Bushcraft Black, and to be honest, this looks just like the Bushcraft Black. It's a little bit thicker blade. And, well, heck, let's do this. Let's skin it out. And the Bushcraft Black, the only thing I saw that was really very different was, of course, the black blade, and it's thicker. And yeah, that looks like I'd have to put them side by side. Real sharp, really good for striking a ferro rod. Got the same. That's the only thing I'm really not nuts about with Mora, and it's okay. I mean, it's not a deal breaker or a big deal. Is I'm not crazy about the sheaths, but this has got a little bit different style of a dangler deal. You can set it up 2 different ways. We'll get into that. Yeah, that's a really sharp spine. That's from today. Yep. Set. If you see my shop right now, I probably shouldn't be doing that. I'll set the place on fire. But yeah, killer knives. I don't think I've never gotten a Mora knife. I mean, it can be. I got one of the craft line knives, the little, the smaller knife, and I think at the time I bought it, it was like $12. It was a fantastic knife too. But I like this. Has got a really grippy, fat blade, almost like the Bushcraft Black. But these things are really, I mean, great knives. Got Northern Tool straight off the shelf. I know it wasn't over 30 bucks. I'd have to look at the receipt again. I got the receipt in there in my little bag. All this stuff came in. But yeah, I had a Garberg, and I got it used on a trade. And my cousin was he's getting into, he's not into knives and but he wanted a couple of knives he could do, stuff like that with. And he'd watch some of my videos, and we grew up together, and I gave him the Garberg, and I think he's got it in his tackle box. He cuts bait and stuff with it. That's fine. I mean, if that's what you need it for. Yeah, it does. They do look the same. They look almost identical. So, I mean, the Garberg, Splitting Slices. Byron, how you doing, man? Been a while. Yeah, I was on your channel the other day watching some of your stuff. I'm into knives a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch of fellers here really into knives. That's kind of how a lot of us met. But yeah, talking about Byron, splitting slices. Splitting Slices. A lot of my YouTube watching now, I do in the house, hang out with the wife and everything, and TV's on the wall, and we'll watch on that. And next thing you know, we don't watch 2 or 3 videos, and there's no way, or I haven't figured out how to leave comments on TV videos. So, but we watching all you guys. I just don't get to leave a lot of videos right now. Comments right now. One of those fixed blades you have that. It's a fixed blade with a fixed blade with a thick blade. I don't know which one are you talking. What are you talking about? There's a bunch of them that got thick blade. I've got a couple of tops. I got rid of all but like 1 or 2, I think, of my tops knives, and I got a couple of Work Tough gears. They're all overbuilt, real thick blade knives. And I'll be honest, I mean, they're great. They're fun. Almost what you say, bulletproof. But if you're looking to get outside and do stuff and camping and fishing and hunting, and you want to pitch a tent and stay a few days, and you want to kind of self-sustain, man, there's not much out there. I mean, to beat a Mora. I mean, heck, as far as that goes, there ain't a whole lot out there to beat that, as long as you're careful with it. I mean, that's killer. You don't have to spend a fortune to have great knives. Yeah, I mean, yeah, here's another one. I put another edge on a while ago. This one's got my version of a kind of funky sheath on it. And this sheath was made off a pattern of the original sheath for a sharp finger. And it started coming unthreaded, so we just wrapped her, and yeah. But I'm thinking about making a new sheath, or either taking all that off and restitching it. But yeah, I did a sharpening video with this. I guess it's about a month ago, I guess. Yeah, something like that. And I used it a lot a couple of weeks ago. It was cutting rope, and long story, but anyway, I just touched the edge up on it a little bit while ago. Hit it with the fine side a couple times and the leather a couple times, and she's back to good. You have to go to bed. Well, I appreciate you stopping in, man. I wasn't expecting too many people to come in this time of night, to be honest with you. I just wanted to basically give everybody an update. You know, the wife, she had her cancer surgery, and the first week in November, they went in, and the tumor was too big. It had attached itself to the main artery going to the liver, and the surgeon decided to stop for two reasons. When you're removing this thing, if you nick that artery, it's game, set, match. It's game over. And if you try to work around the artery and you leave any of that tumor behind, if you cut that tumor, there's a word for it, metastatic, or I can't remember what the word is. There's a word for it. If you leave any of that tumor behind after you cut it, I mean, the next day the cancer might be everywhere, even, I mean, all the way to your toes. I mean, it just makes it spread like wildfire. So they took her gallbladder out. That needed to be done. And they just basically sewed her back up. Now she's been on a really heavy chemo and radiation regimen, and that just ended this past Thursday. She has to go back to the oncologist, and they're going to schedule for what's called a PET scan to see if they're ready to try the surgery again, if the tumor has shrunk and taken itself away from the liver a little bit in that artery. And so I appreciate if you guys keep your prayers up. I appreciate all the prayers. You guys don't know how much it's appreciated. And yeah, it kind of wears, it wears on me. So I know it's wearing on her after all these months. And we could just really use some good news, But I appreciate all y'all asking about her. I have emails, people text, asking about her. I do appreciate that, and I appreciate all the prayers. I appreciate y'all got her in your mind and in your prayers, and we do the same for you guys too. There's not, when you get to where you can pray for one another, there's not much of a better gift you can give than that. Metastatic, that might be what it was. I'm not very much of a scientific kind of person. Hey, I appreciate that, Mo. I really do. I got a buddy. He's a young guy. I'm kind of training at work, and what I do, he has funny. He has a 4-year degree in electromechanical engineering, and he came in, and it was raw, and we got started and whatnot, and he now understands that it's years. You got to gain experience and things. And this kid, I was showing him some pictures on my phone, and I showed him my dudes. You can probably see my dudes up there. Whoop. Yeah, right up there. Those were gifts from Brother Mo at Kirby Creek Mo. I showed him pictures of my dudes, and he was like, "Wow, man, you can do that?" And I said, "Wow, man, no, I can't." I said, "I've made a lot of chips trying, but a friend of mine also has a YouTube channel made them." And he had a fit over them things. But y'all hear Richard? Thank you very much, Byron. I do appreciate it. And Jeff, Jim, James, I saw you. I don't know if James is still here or not. Wrong way. Hey, how you doing, brother? Yeah, some things have been changing on YouTube, and I'm trying to get caught up with, because I just, like tomorrow morning, I posted a short for tomorrow morning. It's like this week's EDC, And I'll just be like, I'll just pull everything out of my pocket and lay it on this log and put it back in my pocket, and that's the short. I don't really put a whole lot of thought into it, to be totally honest with you. I carried this all last week, and there's a fellow in here that's probably going to recognize this. It's changed a little bit, some of the stuff I put in there. But this was one of the things that came with it when he gifted me this. And these, well, everybody knows about these knives. You ain't got to tell nobody anything. I've used it a bit. But I don't abuse it, but I've used it. Matter of fact, I might need to touch that up. But yep. Put this back. I'll leave it out here in my messy shop. Next thing you know, that's where it'll be. Let me check. I gotta get back on the chat here. I hate to not somebody ask me a question to miss it. Okay. You're very welcome, brother. Just chat. Yeah, I know. Jeff, man, there's some of the guys in here, you and Jason Beecher, and I hate to start calling names because I always forget. I get hung up, but I appreciate all you guys, folks that's been here since the very beginning, and y'all can still tolerate me. That's amazing. That's a blessing in itself. Yeah, I got done with my 6x6. You know, a 10-foot 6x6 is kind of heavy. I put 2 of them 3 feet in the ground a while ago, and it whooped me. Then I come in here and we're just chilling out and kind of getting my thoughts back. And it was raining on this tin roof and everything, and I just got to doing some sharpening knives. And yeah, that's the one. I got that 502. I got that in a tray with Dennis Whipple about year and a half, 2 years ago, and we freshened her up. She'll shave you now. But I like those little knives. I'm gonna make a slip for it. But yeah, I got her sharpening knives and thinking about all this stuff and what I'd done with that Essie. I had an Essie 3, and they are so, they're not close. The Essie 4 just has, of course, a little bit longer blade. And I'm probably gonna trade or gift away the Essie 3 because I got the Izula 2. I love that little knife for carrying EDC and stuff. It is awesome. And this and the other one's just kind of in between them, and I don't need that. I have about 1/5 the number of knives I used to have. I gifted a lot, sold a bunch of them. And a lot of them I traded 2 or 3 knives for one knife that I really was looking for, that kind of thing. But heck, I can have just as much fun. I touched this one up a little bit a while ago. It really didn't need it, but that I think I made a short with that one. It's that Open L number 12. I dyed the handles on it orange and put a lanyard on there and made a little sheath for it, a little belt sheath. And you have all kinds of, there's a lot you can do with these. And you talk about knives easy to sharpen. If you're trying to learn to sharpen knives, or you've got a son or a daughter or nephew or whatnot that's just getting into it and trying to learn how to sharpen, get them a couple of Open L's and a stone. Great knives. If they mess it up, you haven't lost a lot of money. And great knives to learn on. Hey, great knives to finish on, you know. Gomer, hey, how you doing, man? Hadn't seen you in a minute either. Well, we saw each other at Brother Dwayne's knife show last year. And that's another thing. My daughter Corn Muffin she really wants to go to the Danville Knife Show this year. I'm hoping the wife is able to go because man, that was a blessing last year. You talk about needing to get away, a weekend away, and see friends. And she got to meet Brother Dwayne and Donna and Brian Sherwood and Heather, his wife, bunch of people, Bubba. Uh, and then I go again calling names, and now I'm going to go. "Meow." But she had a blast. She didn't feel good the whole time. There, she had her moments, but when she was able to be there, she enjoyed the heck out of it. And Corn Muffin wants to go this year, so if Yvonne is able at the time, I know it's in July. I got to check that date too. Is it the 18th? You don't know what day it is? But if she's able, she wants to go. I've already talked to my son. If she don't feel like going, he's going to keep an eye on her, and Corn Muffin and I are going to go. But either way, we're going to go. I just hope the wife can go. Louie, what's happening out there in Arizona, brother? Haven't got to talk to you in a few minutes. I don't talk to you guys as much as I'd like to, but I think about y'all a lot, and I appreciate you guys. You guys are a blessing. It's just like my buddy I was talking about, the guy I'm kind of training. We was talking about the YouTube thing, and he's like, "Well, why don't you monetize, do whatever, blah 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 blah." And I said, I threw a link out on a Olight. Was it the Art Field or the Art Pro? One of them here a while back. It was the Art Pro Ultra. Just because I tested it out, and it was everything they said it was, And so I put a link out on that one, I think, if I remember correctly. But there's a lot to it, YouTube is my release from a lot of stuff. And if it becomes not a release, if it's not fun anymore, it becomes like work, or you got to do it this way, or you got to do it that way. I wouldn't care anything about doing it, to be honest with you. Now, if I find a product that's great, and I think it's, like the Olight, the Art Pro Ultra, it's like $130. That's pretty expensive for a flashlight. But there are a lot of people in the EDC world who like that kind of thing. And if you do, go for it. If you don't, well, here's one just for these we bought, and I can't even remember where we bought them. It might have been Tractor Supply. But they're rechargeable, and I like these. I'll show you why. It's got the, when you turn it on, you can slide this back and forth, kind of like the old atomic beam flashlights. But when you recharge it, I got everybody in the family wanted to put in their car, and my daughter wasn't real crazy, Corn Muffin, about it, because you have to take the back end of it off, and you plug your charging cable into the battery. Well, the battery life is phenomenal, and I like it because you don't have everything's O-ring protected. And you don't have any exterior holes like you plug a cable in out here to get water in. I like it. And a pack of 4 of these things, I'm going to say like $26, $28, something like that. And we bought these back when Hurricane Helene came through. And still works great. I mean, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. I know some people, they just like nice things. You're going to carry it. And, if you're willing to spend the money, or you can spend the money, go for it. If you can't, there are plenty of alternatives. Sorry, I had to step away for a moment. Jake Rodriguez. The flashbang. Oh, did I flash? I flashed y'all with a flashlight. No, I ain't gonna do that. Jedi Jim. Yeah, I hadn't seen Louie in a bit. I had a problem back, when was that? It was around Christmas time, in that area, Thanksgiving, Christmas time. I wasn't seeing everybody coming up on my feed on YouTube. And I started looking, and I know South Carolina Knife Monkey was one of them. Hillbilly Ridge, Mickey was one of them. I have been unsubscribed to them. I ain't figured that one out yet, because I've unsubscribed to a lot of people, but nobody in this community. You know, it's like people, a lot of times you'll say, "Oh, that's a cool video," and you subscribe, and then later on you're like, but yeah, exactly, Byron. It's a hobby. It's fun. I've got enough serious stuff in my life. I am thankful to the good Lord above that He blessed me with a understanding and ability to do what I do for a living. But it's kind of in depth, and it's pretty challenging sometimes, and there's a lot of responsibility. I have to repair machines that companies are dependent on production, and their employees are dependent on that production so they can make a living. And everything's always bam, 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 bam. Got to get it going. Got to do it. Got to get rid of it. There have been days. I've gone in before on like Monday morning, and walked back out of that plant on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, kind of thing. These people, shop rates on a lot of these machines in the CNC world run upwards of $250 an hour. That's the shop rate. That's not production profit. That's the shop rate. You add the profit on top of that, and while the machine's down there, they're losing all that money. So when I found YouTube, it became a hobby and a release. And I'll be honest, I've had people ask me different things, and like, how did you wind up with I don't know how many subscribers I got right now, but how do you wind up with 5,000 subscribers or whatever? And I'm like, I have no idea. All I can probably tell you is there's a lot of really bored people in the world. I mean, that's the truth. I don't watch no analytics. That don't make me some kind of a saint, or I'm better than anybody, or it's not my thing. If it ever becomes about that thing, I'll probably find something else to do. How are my wounds doing, Cornbread? That's funny you mentioned that, Jeff. Just a second. The wounds. I don't want to get gross, guys. In case you didn't know, I did a short about it. And I did the short. I was going to do like a 2 or 3 minute video and explain what happened. And the modern flashlights, EDC flashlights, and Cree LED flashlights and whatnot. You got turbo modes and all this stuff. Well, I have a stream light that does the same thing. So it's not just the Olight problem, and it's not their problem. It's the user. Now, if you put one of these lights on turbo mode, it'll stay on, and the end of that flashlight, the lens area, will get like really hot. All right, well, it's up to you to have the common sense to manage that, okay? Well, I crawled under my house. We had, back during the heavy freeze, we got a ice storm, and then the following weekend we got a snowstorm, and I had a couple busted water lines under the house. Well, I slid my happy behind under there, put an adapter on each end of the PVC, and went between them with PEX, clamped it off, went in the house. I was freezing to death. It was cold. I was laying in the mud and water, and it 15 degrees. So after all that got done, it warmed up a little bit, got in the 30s, 40s. I went under the house to fix this properly. And when I get under there, it's real tight up at the top end of the house. The bottom end is like 7 feet off the ground. The top end is like that far off the ground. I crawled under there, and I had that Olight in my pocket. Well, along the way, I guess the way I turned or whatnot, the button got pushed and it came on. And I was like, man, that kind of hurts. It felt like I was thinking a spider bit me. It's not, just pain. It didn't feel like a burn. Then it started burning. Then it started really burning. And I was trying my best to get the flashlight out of my pocket, and I couldn't get it out of my pocket. So I ended up putting my thumb down in my pocket, and I found I was carrying that Cold Steel Recon. I got my thumb behind that, and I just jerked down as hard as I could and ripped the pocket off my jeans, and that's how I got the flashlight out of there. Well, I had one burn that was about the size of a $half, one that was about the size of a quarter, and the other one was about the size of a dime. So I was like, man, that you big dummy. And didn't think nothing else about it. A couple of days went by, and I had 3 giant water blisters. It went on and it went on, went on. Water blisters went bye-bye. Again, I don't want to be too gross. And next thing you know, they're like red and puffy, and the whole side of my legs puffy and swelled up. What in the world? It got infected. So that was a trip to the urgent care. And I can't remember. It's an antibiotic. That's all you need to know. The name don't really matter. The urgent care, the antibiotic, and they ran a blood culture to make sure that it hadn't started getting sepsis because it had gotten kind of gross. And so that little thing with the O-light under the house cost me like $350 at the doctor. And now they're a little bit smaller. They finally created a scab. I know this is getting gross, but they finally created a scab, but they're healing. And all the puffiness has gone down. They don't burn anymore. For like 2 weeks, it burnt just like it did while I was under the house, and it's burning me. But it's getting better. And I know you asked me a simple question. I gave you a whole dissertation, but that's kind of where it is. And the moral of the story is, if you know what I mean, and you've had one of these lights and you know it gets hot, be careful with that joker in your pocket. I made a little belt sheath, kind of like this one, and that's what I carry that O-light in now. It's not going back in my pocket. And I mean, as long as the button don't get pushed in your pocket or something, you're okay. But I mean, this thing, something as simple as a flashlight, it got infected, and it was an ordeal. Tennessee Smoky. Is there a story behind the name Cornbread? There sure is. It's kind of funny. I had another nickname my grandpa gave me because he called me Mackerel. And the reason being is my name's Michael. And he never wore his teeth. He had dentures. He never wore his teeth. And he couldn't pronounce Michael, so he called me Mackerel. It's like I thought I was a fish till I was 10 years old. And then I had some people nickname me Augie. There was a cartoon dog, I think that's what it was. Anyway, they called it Augie, and it was like a big dog. I'm a big guy. And that died out. And I went to work for a company out of Charlotte right before, probably 8 years before I started my own business. And I went into a customer shop, and there was a little bitty guy in there, owned the company. And he drove a Ford F-350 diesel, Power Stroke diesel. And you know how they put those little stirrup steps on the side to put your foot up to get in there when you lift them up? We had like 38-inch tires on this thing, and he had 2 of those steps welded together. I kid you not, it was hilarious. But he was a little bitty guy, wore big old steps and smoked a cigar. I went in and installed some machines for him one day, and I was hanging around after we got done, talking to him. I mean, the man just spent $750,000. I wanted to make sure he's cool with what I did. And just out of the blue, he looked up at me and he said, "You know what? I think I'm going to call you Cornbread." And that's exactly the way he talked. And I said, "Cornbread?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I've been called worse. Is there any certain reason?" And he said, "Feller big as you got to eat a lot of cornbread." I never thought any more about it. And one of the guys from the office where I worked at was on his way back from Atlanta, and they told him to stop in and see this customer, see how his machines are doing. That guy, who happens to be a guy I grew up with, walks in, and the owner of this company says, "How's old Cornbread doing?" Well, when my buddy Richard found out about that, not the chicken, the buddy, when he found out about that, he came back to the office. He told everybody. So now, from Miami, Florida, to right up to Washington, D.C., and out to Little Rock, Arkansas, I'm known as Cornbread. And it stuck. And there you go again. You asked me a question, I gave you the 3-hour answer, but now you know. Hey, thank you, buddy. I hope you have a good night. I appreciate all you guys for stopping in. Uh, Gomer's Knife Shop, no kidding, that's crazy. Are you talking about the flashlight deal? Because, yeah, the flashlight deal, I knew they got hot, but I never in a million years would have thought that would happen, you know. Maybe I should think more, I don't know. But I will tell you, that flashlight or none of the like turbo flashlights will go back in my pocket. That's just me. Matter of fact, about a week after I did that, I got a little through night, little orange flashlight. I think it's plugged up in the Jeep charging. But it's a little small, rechargeable, great flashlights. I mean, fantastic flashlights. And I put that thing in my pocket, and it's got a tail switch on it. I was at work, and I was, doing something, and I got down, stuck it in my pocket, and I left it on. And it didn't take just a second for the heat from that bulb to start heating up the boo-boo spot. And that's when I decided I'm not putting any more flashlights like that in my pocket. Yeah, I recorded when I did the short, and I don't know how many people saw the short, or I have a bad problem too with going back and reading comments, and I'll read the comment and forget to re-comment on the comment, and it's just, me. But I took an egg and broke an egg and put it in a coffee cup, and it was my arc filled. I turned my arc filled on turbo, left it on, and when they start getting really, really hot, I don't know if the Arc Pro does it, but the arc fill will flash, almost like the same flash it gives you when the battery's about to. It'll flash. I left it on to let it flash, and I stuck the end of it down in that cup with that egg, and I fried about half that egg with a flashlight. And then I got to looking back. I have my little short. I don't have it out here. My little short tripod with the squirrely legs on it. You can twist all kind of way. I had that set up and everything, and I did it. And I was going to put that on there after I told y'all about my leg getting burnt in that short. And it was blurred out of focus like crazy. And so I just didn't include it. I might do that again. It's kind of fun. But you can literally cook an egg, get it hot, and stick the end of it down in a cup or something with a raw egg busted in it, and it'll cook the egg. It'll fry it, turn it brown. Here I go again, not looking at the chat. Yeah, God almighty. Yeah, you're not kidding, buddy. When I was under the house and that thing was burning me, I was going crazy trying to get that thing out of my pocket, and I couldn't get it out of my pocket. And after, I guess it was probably 3 seconds, I tried once to reach down and get my hand down in my pocket to get it out. And then I could literally smell flesh burning, and I know we're getting gross again. But yeah, the whole moral of the story, if you guys carry these flashlights, be careful with them. They'll lay a hurting on you. Yeah, that safety feature reminds me of that old commercial. This is your Burt by next. This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. But yeah, Jeff Jackson said some of them have a safety feature on them now. They'll shut off automatically after a certain time period. Well, that I don't know. I have to check that. I don't think I've ever looked at that on the Arc Pro, the one I did the video on and whatnot. It's not the one that burnt me. Yeah, it was the Arc Failed. Now the Arc Pro, I think, is brighter and gets hotter than the Arc Failed. I know the Arc Failed, once it gets like really hot, it'll shut off. But I guess once it gets so hot and it shuts off, it kind of don't matter at that point if it's buried in your pocket because it's cooking you. Had a halogen fall off my plumber's crack once. Yeah, I had a, you know, the old work lights that's got like the handle on it, and you can plug something into it, and it's got the silver bell on there with a hook. And it's just a light bulb, you hang it up, you know. I had one of them one time under a house, probably 25 years ago. And I was working a pipe wrench, this old house, and it had like old cast iron drain lines and stuff. And I had a pipe wrench on something, and I was pulling on that pipe wrench. And when I pulled, the pipe wrench slipped off, and the handle of that pipe wrench went straight into that light bulb, busted the light bulb, and lit me up. I mean, it lit me up, son. Just weird things happen, you know? It's kind of like the survival stuff and all the stuff. I thought, you don't ever know what's going to happen, you know? And I enjoy that stuff. I don't enjoy the thoughts of having to survive, but, you know, it's kind of, I don't know. I just enjoy it. So now I'm going to enjoy the Olight being in a leather sheath on my side. Most have proximity sensors to prevent that. I don't know. I know that Olight art film. Yeah, and what was funny, one of the things that was funny is the art field. I had that in my pocket, and I carried it the day before, and I did a video on the Art Pro when I got it, breaking it down and all that stuff. And like the morning before I got burnt, Brian at Brian's Knives, he put up a short, or it might have been a full length video, I can't remember, with an orange Olight art film. And I was like, man, I got to get one of them. It's orange, you know. And I haven't gotten one. And I might get one of these days. I don't know. I really don't need one, you know. I love flashlights. I've always loved flashlights. In case y'all have never heard me talk about it, when I was a kid growing up, I had night terrors for like 6 years straight. That's every night for 6 years having nightmares. And people in the family used to give me big packs of batteries and flashlights and all kinds of stuff for my birthday and Christmas. And I still got a ton of those old flashlights that I never got rid of. And for a while, I got to collecting old flashlights. I got one. Y'all might can see it. It's right. I don't know if y'all see that or not. Hang on. Oh, all right, I'm back. Yeah, there we go. This is a Rayovac flashlight, and it's one of the first flashlights ever made that took C-cell batteries. And I would go to flea markets, yard sales, thrift stores and stuff, and if I saw a cool old flashlight, I got it. And I literally probably have hundreds of flashlights, and I gave some of those away. But yeah, I got flashlights from when I was a kid. Remember the big old flashlights you put the lantern battery in, the big 6-volt battery? Oh God, I ain't telling how many of them things I got. Yeah, I just held on to all my flashlights. It was kind of a thing. I've kind of gotten out of that a little bit. I still love flashlights. I like to always have a flashlight. I'll keep one charging in the vehicle, and I got one to carry, and I always got some way to see what I'm doing. And case in point, I did that video telling you guys, I do a lot of videos about how I messed up, but I guess that's good because I help other people maybe not mess up. But I got lost on Thanksgiving night hunting, trying to track this buck I seen walking down the side of the road, and didn't have but one flashlight with me, and my phone died, and it was a disaster. And that's how you learn things, and you don't do the same dumb thing twice. Pinnock Media UK 87. Hey, hello, I'm from the UK. Is that a rifle on a ceiling joist? It's an air rifle. It's a Benjamin. Well, there are two air rifles up there actually. One's a Benjamin. Oh my goodness, Marauder, and the other one is a Gammo something. Yeah, I like to go. Sometimes it'll hit. I'll just go outside and shoot. I've got a buddy. He's got some like $1,000, $1,500 air rifles. Uh, where I live, and I know. Thanks for chiming in too from the UK. That's cool. I don't have too many people from overseas. I guess a lot of you guys can't understand my hillbilliness, but where I live, and I'm here in the mountains of South Carolina, and there are almost no laws against firearms. And if I need anything more than the Benjamin air rifles, I have 22, 17 HMRs. Got 122 Magnum I absolutely love. Yeah. Yeah, there's a Benjamin and a Benjamin with a fat barrel and a Gammo right there. Air rifle. Say your arc field never flashed but got very well. That's I got to check the Art Pro because I haven't looked at it, to be honest with you, to see if it'll shut off or flash. I know the arc field does flash when it gets hot, and it also flashes when the battery's about to die. So sometimes I'll be using it, and the battery's about to die, and I'll shut it off a second, turn it back on, and I'll still have half the charge left on it, and then I know it just got too hot. Hard to tell that when it's in your pocket. We are not allowed any gun in the UK apart from air rifles. You should make the best of what law you have in the UK. Oh, I'm thankful, man. I am thankful for our Constitution and Second Amendment, our First Amendment. All those things are constantly under attack. I'm not going to get political here, but we'll just say before I started YouTube, I had well, I had a Facebook page and a TikTok channel, and it was pretty much solely 100% about that stuff. And it became so vile. I had death threats and stuff. People they don't want to have a conversation. They just go crazy. So I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. People can think what they want to think. As far as me and my Creator and my Savior, I'll gladly open up. I no fear tell you anything you want to know about the way I feel about that. But the whole political thing can turn into a landmine of it's septic. I mean, it can get bad. But I feel for you guys in the UK. Over there, I've seen. You gotta be careful here too, because I hate no one, whether you're a Muslim, whoever you are. But you can't have a gun in the UK, but people get stabbed and sliced up every day. And it's not the weapon you use, it's the person that uses it. But since I said I'm not going to get too political, I'm going to leave it right there. A home-cooked meal from your grandmother and spending time with her over 10 times. Yeah, man, I grew up with my mom, my sister, my grandma, and my grandpa. And we kind of lived in the same little area. We had a little trailer house right behind their house, and grew up that way. And gardens and shooting squirrels, making squirrel dumplings, and that was, we did that for. It was common. And now people, if I made a video about, taking out some squirrels and making squirrel dumplings, everybody just think that's a YouTube thing, or that's the way I grew up, But maybe I'll do some of that one of these days, just because it's fun. And yeah, I know, man. I watch a lot of stuff, and your name is Pinnock Media UK 87. I watch a lot of stuff that goes on in the UK. It's kind of sad to see what's going on over there, but at the same time, it's up to you guys. You guys elect the people. Y'all got to come together, and only y'all can change it. And I know that's a hard thing, but Squirrel is very good. The the big thing with squirrel, in my opinion, is all, and then everybody says this about all wild game, is how you cook it. Because you can cook squirrel that tastes so gamey, it's not even funny. Uh, but if you cook it right, man, that's some good eating. I mean, we grew up with that stuff. A Level Up Dojo M3T. I swear on everything. My grandfather was in the Navy and he had a pistol. And one day, I'm in Ohio and I'm a little kid, and he shot a squirrel far as heck out of a tree. You wouldn't even believe it. I know old timers, man, were a trip. I mean, squirrel hunters is what won the Revolutionary War for us. You know, we when the British Army left Charleston and marched up to Camden, the Colonial Army, they had one of the worst defeats of the whole war, and they were scared with Nathaniel Greene. We're gonna lose it all. And it went to Kings Mountain. And Kings Mountain was like, if we don't hold them here and they get to Charlotte and they join forces with this other army, we're pretty much done. And the thing that saved us was the Tennessee Volunteers. And that's not just a football team. They, yeah, the Volunteers marched over from Tennessee, and it was a bunch of old boys with their little rifled squirrel rifles. And little 18 caliber and 26 caliber squirrel rifles, and super accurate. And they turned the tide of the war. And if it wasn't for the Tennessee Volunteers, yeah, we'd probably lost the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. Quack Attack. I got a good buddy, Quack Attack. I don't know. Are you into duck hunting? I got a buddy. He's tried to get me into duck hunting so many times, but duck hunting is one of those things I suggest if you try to get into it as somebody that's not a duck hunter, you need to make an investment into the proper clothing, the proper waders, the stuff you really need to get into duck hunting. And I know old timers been doing it for 100 years and they didn't have all that. But when I went, I knew nothing about duck hunting, still don't. And we got out there in the marshes and I got wet, and it was 20 something degrees, and I lost my fervor for duck hunting really quick, and I've never been back. He's been trying to get me to get into duck hunting, and I'm just like, maybe it's like turkey hunting. I've never been worth a poop at turkey hunting, and I hope to change that this year. But I would suggest anybody that gets into duck hunting, and I hope you're a duck hunter with a name like Quack Attack, and I didn't just go off on a tangent. Take it serious. Try to get into it as best you can. Don't just jump in a truck with some buddies with a pair of rubber boots on and go duck hunting. Jesse James Brock, great grandfather was the Indian chief Jesse James Brock. Do a lot of duck hunting in Missouri. Yeah, I've heard there's another guy. What is his name? He's got a YouTube channel. I've seen several of his videos, and he hunts in Missouri. He might live in Missouri. I'm not sure. But I mean, duck hunting might be, and it might be that I had a bad experience, and I would try it again, but I just don't have a burn for it right now. I got so much to do, and yeah, we have a thing around here. I am surrounded by lakes. There is Lake Hartwell that takes up the north central west area of Georgia, Hartwell, Georgia, Lake Hartwell, all the way up through Anderson, South Carolina, goes down into Seneca. It's a huge lake. And then just above that lake, on my other side over here, there's Lake Kiowee. And Lake Kiowee is a huge lake. And then the mountain lake, they built a dam between two mountains and created a lake called Lake Jocassee. And Kiowee and Jocassee are Indian names for don't ask me what, because I don't want to sound ignorant. But I'm basically almost like I'm in the foothills of the mountains, but I'm almost on like a peninsula between lakes, if that makes any sense. But yeah, around here, that TV show Duck Dynasty came out, and if there was a mud hole over 4 feet wide, there were two duck hunters sitting on it, and it's still that way. Uh, During duck season, man, there are shots and trucks parked everywhere, and the South Carolina DNR is talking about reducing limits and all that kind of stuff just because it's become so popular and so many ducks are taken. But I've just pretty much told you everything I know about duck hunting. Yeah, man, I want to be a proficient turkey hunter. When I have time, I'm a fairly proficient deer hunter. Not the greatest, but I can hold my own. I just have to have time to go, because you got to go, you got to find them, you got to scout them, you got to know what they're doing, where they're at, where they're feeding, all this kind of thing. And Mickey, Hillbilly Ridge, I don't know how many of you guys know this, and I don't think it's a secret, but and I won't say the name of the company, but he's on a pro staff for a company that makes really premier calls. And he sent me a call last August. And I have that call over there. I already have my turkey bag set up. That call, one of my grandpa's wing bone calls. I got a couple of them up here. I would love to call in a turkey with one of his wing bone calls. But I got one I got from Mickey, that one, a couple of little things. I'm going to make a concerted effort to try to kill a turkey legally. When I was younger, I killed some that wasn't so legal. But I'm going to try to get a legal turkey. Yeah, I've sat and called, and I think the biggest thing with me is when to call, how much to call, how are you calling, and I think I called too much, because I went to the woods up in the mountains. I went up there one night, took an owl hoot, whoo, whoo, like everybody else, and it would sound like 30, 40 yards away. I mean, the woods lit up with roosted turkeys. And I was like, holy cow, this stuff works. Went in there the next day, got in there. It was just the sky was starting to brighten up. And I didn't want to go too far and, bust them off the roost. I go down in there and I sat down. And it starts getting daylight where I can see. And I just did a couple, little purrs and whatnot. And I heard them fly down. It sounded like a battalion of Apache helicopters flew down out of trees, and I was right amongst them. I had walked right into where they were at, and they flew down all around me. And they kind of, you could hear them in the leaves and all, and they kind of worked their way away from me a little bit. And I hit that turkey call again, that slate call, and there was one sound like he was in my back pocket. And I about jumped out of my breeches. And man, he gave me the fire. I mean, I was like, I'm going to kill a turkey. And never saw anything else. I guess when he did that, I moved, they saw me, never heard or saw another turkey that day. Daddy Duck 365 down your way, Cornbread. Daddy Duck 365. Hold on a second. Daddy Duck 360. Yeah, Daddy Duck 360. I love watching a bunch of people on YouTube. Oh, y'all don't. I appreciate that, but y'all don't have to do the super chat stuff. I do appreciate it, though. I mean, I'm not telling you don't, but you don't have to. I appreciate you no matter what. But what was that ever called a Sasquatch? I have a video. You can look back. I won't go too deep into it because you can already tell that when you ask me a question, I go crazy with the word vomit. I saw something while deer hunting one day. And I'll just say this. It looked like a black bear on the side of a tree, like pawing on a tree. You know how they'll paw the bark off looking for bugs and stuff and grubs and everything, doing that. And the wind was swirling a little bit, and I guess it caught my scent, and it stopped. And I could see the brown on the front of its face turn my way. But I couldn't see details. That's all I could see is this black, you know, it's up on the side of a tree, turned my way. And it ran away. It ran 15, 20 yards, then back this way 15, 20, and then over this way 10 yards. And it was through the woods, so you could see and you couldn't see. You know, you was looking through holes in early season deer hunting. And the whole time it was running away, it was on its back feet. I've never seen a black bear run away on its back feet, standing up. I'm not going to say it don't happen, and I'm not going to say that wasn't what it was. I don't know. But it was either a black bear running away on its back feet, or there are real life Ewoks, because to be honest with you, and I know that's probably going to, you guys are probably going to laugh me into oblivion. That's what it reminded me of. It almost looked like an Ewok. And it wasn't gigantic. And it went up the side of this hill, and the roadway, old logging road I walked in, I lost it over here. And I was that kind of worried me, because I was sitting there, I had a rifle, but I'm sitting on the ground. I'm hid really well, but apparently it had smelled me, and it turned my way and kind of knew about where I was at, and I lost it. And that kind of had me a little, I want to know where it's at, And I looked up that logging road, and I saw it cross the logging road, still on its back feet. Was it Bigfoot, Sasquatch? Don't know. I'm still leaning toward it was a bear on its back feet, but I've never seen that. And my daughter and I have gone up there several times, and we get out there and we try to go on like a Sunday evening when it's raining and things like that, and we'll do some calls. And I put up a video, I think it was a short, or it might have been a full video, I don't know. About 2 months ago, we went up there and basically just yell out. We're on this giant power line that leads a nuclear reactor, those kind of power lines, going through the woods, and we're probably 18 miles from asphalt. We're on a gravel and dirt road. We have heard no cars, no nothing out there. We've been out there like 3 or 4 hours, and we yelled, and something yelled back. And my daughter actually, she started crying. She was ready to go. And I said, wait just a minute. Let's yell one. It's a long ways away. We did it again, and I caught it on video, the sound, and you could hear it yell back at us. Was it another person out there? We never saw any more vehicles. And this is really wild mountain land. This is not, we weren't behind Walmart, So, but you can go check that video out and come up with your own opinion. I'm still on the fence about Sasquatch or Bigfoot. I was at one point, my one foot was off the ground, back on going toward the side of not believing. And then I've had some things happen along the way that now both feet are firmly planted. And I'm glad the fence is short. I probably shouldn't be saying all that in live with people that's just now finding this channel, because they're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure he's in South Carolina. Yeah, I wrote him down. I'm going to look it up. Daddy Ducks in Sumter. I know Sumter pretty well. I had to go down there for a wastewater management school many years ago. I sent you my experiences. Did you ever get them? How did you send them? By email? Comment back if it was via email, because I might have to look into my spam folder or something. I know I've talked to Brother Mo, Kirby Creek Mo, and I'm not going to talk about stuff we talked about, because I don't have his permission to talk about that stuff. I'm not going to tell you any of that. I've talked to several people. Yes, I'll check it. Is your email the rights, or what is the name on your email? Or you got chupacabras in Arizona, Louis? I think these things are possible, very possible, especially up around where, and Mo might kill me for talking about this, but up around where he lives in the Pacific Northwest, that is like, if you're looking for anything Sasquatch territory, that's where it is. All right, that's the most sightings. That's the Pacific Northwest, Northern California. That's where the Patterson Gimlin film came from. That's the mecca, the epicenter, and there are some really wild lands. You get into West Virginia, Maine. Uh, there are some Vermont. There are some places that in this country, a lot of places people have never stepped. Is there possibilities? Absolutely. This has, hold on a second. This has been fun. Thanks for the pick me up vertical live. Everyone have a great week. Bye. Hey, I appreciate you, Byron. I appreciate your prayers, man. And I'm going to probably go in tonight here in a little bit with the wife and move through some YouTube videos and everything. See what y'all guys have put up lately. You were thinking about maybe reading some on your channel. Did you put what the email address was? Let me scroll back. Yes, Mackenzie Sauer. Jesus does love you all. That's the number uno, one thing. Nothing is more important. If you don't know Jesus as your Savior, I suggest you give him a chance. I'm not going to preach to you guys. I'm a flawed human being, but I am saved by grace and saved through the blood of Jesus. And if you don't know him, I strongly suggest you give him a chance. He's right there waiting on you. You don't have to do anything spectacular. You just call on a name and he's there. With you. What was that? Yep. Yes, so it is the right. Okay, I'll look in my spam folder and look back through there and see if I can find that, buddy. If you don't mind, if you can drop me an email just about Bigfoot, just write something in there so I know what it's about and I can remember the name. That makes it easier for me to find stuff. Because I'm not exactly the BC. I would love to hunt BC. Jim Shockley. I love watching his stuff. He has all these adventures and guiding for black bear and all kind of stuff. Christy Cars, howdy. What time is it? Oh my goodness, it's after 11 o'clock. Guys, I guess I'm going to let y'all go. I mean, I'm not like holding you against your will or anything, but I appreciate this. It's been kind of fun. I like this because it's doing the lives because you can just be you. There's, like the whole YouTube thing, I think sometimes, well, I bet these people think I'm crazy or I'm making this up, or at least this way you get to actually talk to people, real time. Oh, Jim Shockey's wife passed away? I hate that, man. Yeah, Jim Shockey came out here, eastern North Carolina, near the Outer Banks. There's a lot of farmland out there. And he came down here bear hunting, black bear hunting. I think it's been 2 years ago. Might have been last year. I think it was 2 years ago. And where he went, they hunt them with hounds. And he killed a bear that was 180 pounds bigger than anything he's ever killed in BC. And the record bear, black bear now, we're not talking about a grizzly, in that area, the record that this outfitter has, any of their clients have killed was like 820 pounds for a black bear, which is stupid. Around here, you see a 300-pound black bear, it's a monster. But in eastern North Carolina, it's the home of the biggest black bears in the world. I never knew that until I watched Jim Shockey hunt one. He was amazed too. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I was starting to, when I sent you that text the other day, I was starting to wonder what happened to you. I hadn't seen any knife monkey videos or nothing in a while. Yep. Yeah, I watch a lot of, I don't have the outdoor channel. I got rid of pretty much all my TV stuff. But the only thing I really watch is YouTube. I got rid of Netflix. I got rid of Hulu. I saved enough stuff on subscriptions and things like that. When I bought my Jeep, I almost make the payment on the Jeep off saving on all those subscriptions. But yeah, I love hunting Jim Shockey stuff up on YouTube. Shadow Man 10. SR Sri Lanka and like your Bigfoot striker. No Bigfoot or bears. I'm not really at all familiar with Sri Lanka. Something tells me when I go in the house, I'm going to be on YouTube looking for stuff from Sri Lanka. Well, I appreciate you coming in, bud. The rights. Wow, that's a monster. What's a monster? You on Instagram? Yeah, I am. I'm on Instagram as Cornbread's Corner. I haven't been doing a lot on Instagram. I'll probably go back to doing some more. I do a little bit on TikTok. I don't even know how many followers, subscribers, whatever you call it on TikTok I got. But yeah, I have a channel. It's still up on TikTok. I took it down, but it becomes the property of TikTok. So they're still running the channel where I mentioned earlier that I talk about a bunch of political stuff and everything. And I had over 8,000 followers or subscribers on there. But it just, like I say, it was like a pit of vipers. Venomous. I just got rid of it. But yeah, Instagram, I'm going to start putting more stuff on Instagram. Just, it's a fun outlet. And every now and then I get Instagram calls from the Knife Brotherhood. But I'm usually at work when it happens and I don't see it. And I don't know how to call it back. I'm ignorant with Instagram. I just basically, hey, it's a cool picture, put it up. Oh yeah, that bear. I've seen a couple around here in the 250 300 range, and those are big bears for a black bear. I've never seen. Well, I saw the video of the mount they had in their clubhouse where they had the 800-pound bear, and they had one that was 690 pounds, and they had a full body mount of it. Go on. Maybe if you go on YouTube and you search Jim Shockey, North Carolina bear hunt, something like that, you'll see what I'm talking about. Do you consume bologna? Bologna and Spam sandwiches are a staple of my diet. I mean, seriously. I grew up on bologna. Here where I'm at, Duke's mayonnaise is the only kind of mayonnaise there is. You know, oh yeah, I'm a bologna and Spam guy for sure. You live in North Vancouver. Yeah, the whole Canada and Alaska, I would kill. If you guys have never watched him, all right, hang on. If you guys have never watched it, there's a YouTube channel called Modern Day Mountain Man. And the guy is a guide. He guides grizzly hunts, moose hunts, caribou hunts, sheep hunts, and all in Alaska. And I've never missed an episode of anything he put up. He's a good Christian guy. He's just pure excitement watching his stuff, you know. And I've been kind of looking for somebody that does that. There's a couple of guys in Canada, but the whole Canada, Alaska hunting thing, that is like numero uno on my bucket list. Don't know if it'll ever happen, but do you like watermelon house? Oh yeah. Morning for you, Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Anybody in here ever watch Jeremiah Johnson, the movie? Might think it's a sissy movie because it's got, oh my God, what's his name? The actor from, I just drew a blank. Anybody that knows the name of the guy? Red something. Oh, anyway, I know I sound like an idiot now. But Jeremiah Johnson, that is a cool movie. That is who I would, when I grow up, I want to be Jeremiah Johnson. Robert Redford, sorry. And you think Robert Redford, man, I bet that's not any good. Oh, yeah, watch it. It's killer. I'm a watermelon feller myself. I love watermelon. Yeah, the place I do a lot of work in Chesterfield County, South Carolina. I have 2 companies over there I'm under contract with, and I do preventive maintenance and repair work on CNC mills and lathes. And these companies are in Chesterfield. Well, Pageland, South Carolina is one of the places I do a lot of business, and it's like the watermelon capital of the world. And when it's watermelon season, 1st of July, first, second week of July, it is crazy. You drive by all the watermelon fields and they're harvesting, I mean, just millions upon millions of watermelons. And I get some good deals during that time. You got to see the Roosevelt elk on Vancouver Island. Oh, gosh. Mike Bobo stinks. I like that handle. That's pretty cool. Well, folks, I guess I'm going to call it a night. I got to get up in the morning and go to get tax prep done, which, yeah, is not a fun thing for me. And, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I got to do tomorrow. And then I got to drive 6.5 hours to work to be there for Tuesday morning. So I appreciate y'all guys coming in. I'm going to try to start doing more of these if y'all interested in it. I know it's just a bunch of conversation, you know. I do still love knives. I got knives laying everywhere. Knives, saws, machetes, you know, pew-pews. I just can't do no pew-pews on YouTube Live. I found that out one night. And, yeah, we'll talk about just whatever we talk about. Yeah, Corn Muffin and I have a plan at the end of this month or 1st of April. We're going to go to the Chattooga River. That's the river they filmed the movie Deliverance on, by the way. And it's like 6 miles from here. We're going to go to the Chattooga River, and we're going to pitch a tent, build us a campfire, and stay there a couple of days, see if we can catch some trout and do some catch, cook, clean video. Just have fun, you know. So y'all be on the watch out for that stuff too. Like I say, I got a bunch of stuff that's in the works. I'm just filming little pieces here and there, you know, like this. I'm planning on this week putting this on my side. When I get off work, there is a big piece of DNR land. I'll put that on my side, ride down there and go for a hike. I might find an old dead stick or a piece of fat wood or something and wrap my little tripod around a tree limb or something and say, hey, check this out. You know, I mean, you know, that's just the way I do things. Nothing's ever really planned, you know. That's why it's taking me so long to do long form videos now, because I'll film 30 seconds or something and I'll put it in the editor and I'll get it in the editor, and it might be 2 weeks before, you know, I'll film another 10 seconds or something and add to it, you know. I try to keep it real, you know. I'm not trying to, I don't want to just, here's a video because the YouTube algorithm says I should be posting a video, you know. Following Walker's World. How are you doing, brother? I'm not going to give up too much of this feller's information, but I met this guy. He's got a cool YouTube channel, and I'm getting more advanced in the years, you know. Them birthdays are starting to pile up, and this dude hiking if y'all like Appalachian Trail kind of stuff, and y'all need to check out Following Walker's work. It's really good. And if you have any kind of stamina ability at all, it's like, I don't plan on ever giving up. I can't do some of the things now I used to could do, but I'm not going to give up. And just because I don't feel like it, or I'm getting older, you can't use that as an excuse. I mean, watch some of this dude's videos. He's older than I am, and that dude, he can hike circles around me, buddy. But y'all check it out. Following Walker's World. Is he still here? Yep. I see he put out a LOL. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get when you come when I'm here, dude. I mean, I'm just blah, 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 blah. Alrighty, y'all. My son just let Cooper outside, so he's probably about to come to the door and start burp, burp. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to thank each of y'all for showing up tonight. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try to get on a maybe a little schedule. I don't know, might just be like this whenever the moon, it hits me, and start doing some more lives, because I enjoy doing lives more than I do making videos. But I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have an awesome and blessed week. And until I see y'all again, peace and God bless as always. And y'all get out there and have some fun. Do something.